My name is Margaret McIntyre and I'm the Head of Languages here at St Patrick's College in Ballarat. St Patrick's College has a comprehensive enrolment policy and we have 1,350 students.
Boys, the first thing I would like you to do is to find the memo that you recorded yesterday.
Pretty much we review what we've learnt recently and then we record what we have to do. So if we've been learning about pets, we record a speech about pets and then we set up a group we get rock stars and connect the headphones in.
Many of the students find learning Japanese quite difficult. They find the script hard to learn. And because of this, when I came to be head of faculty 2 years ago, many of the students were not engaged in their lessons.
We all listen to each other's speeches and we review them, what we can improve on. Then we can either straight away show the teacher or then we go on to the thin clients and then email them to her. And then we get feedback from the teacher. So,
as a result of using this ICT, the boys' attitude to their learning became much more engaged. They started to enjoy their classes, and as a result of this increased engagement and the change in teaching style that this enabled, the boys started to learn more easily and more quickly. And then, of course, what followed from that was that the attitude of other members of the school community towards language learning also improved. And so now it's a much more positive environment.
I do believe teachers tend to teach the way they had been taught when they were students themselves. But I certainly was very happy to try the technology that Margaret had researched.
The Hiragana Challenge, it's set over 9 weeks and I have already learned to read and write 31 of them, and I need to learn to write 17 more hiragana. And with the Kana LS, it just lets you self-taught and makes you learn at your own pace.
Before, it used to be a very teacher-centred classroom where you had 25 students who were constantly having to ask you, as the bearer of all knowledge, for any help.
I certainly felt that I would like to move away from teacher-centred, teacher-directed learning and allow my students to take the initiative for their own learning and to be able to choose exactly what they wanted to learn and when, especially with learning their scripts. And in Year 7 that would be hiragana, and Year 8 katakana.
Tabimasu, sayonara. I've been in Year 8 since the start of the year and we've been doing Japanese and it's been a completely new topic to me. Miss McIntyre has helped us by letting us do independent learning.
In class, our teacher used to use flashcards and that used to slow our learning down for some of us if we already knew the cards. But with Kana LS, it helps us do what ones at our own pace, and instead of listening to ones we already know, we just do ones that we need to learn.
I'm very pleased that the other teachers of Japanese in the school have embraced the technology. They've accepted the challenge of incorporating it into their classrooms and they've come to recognise the benefits that the technology can offer.
The use of technology, which allows the students to be very hands-on, has certainly revolutionised the attitude of the boys, and that's led to a change in the culture. The way that the school looks at the teaching of languages other than English.
What we're actually doing is just seeing if iPads are something that we can actually implement into the college. We'll probably look at using them across other subject areas that you guys will be a part of later on.
I'm Chris Matsiewski. I'm the Director of ICT here at St Patrick's College. My role is a non-teaching role, so I lead a team of technicians who are responsible for managing the school's overall IT operations. Whenever we started trialling mobile devices in the classrooms, the Japanese faculty for me was a good choice. The faculty is small in the number of staff members that it has, so that just makes it fairly easy and fairly flexible for conducting trials of a small number of devices before we actually implement on a larger scale to the college.
But given that Mrs McIntyre's been a real pilot person for these with you guys, we decided that we're going to start this trial with Japanese again and we'll see how we go.
The iPods have been very successful, and obviously we're then able to show the school how they've been successful and the ways to implement that to ensure success in other areas.
There is still much work to be done in discovering how the iPods can be exploited. With the iPads, I want to concentrate more on kanji, drawing kanji on the apps and learning, creating sets of kanji to learn. I'd also like to use apps such as Keynote for the students to make presentations and be able to send those to their teacher. I'm also very pleased that the work we've been doing here at St Patrick's College with ICT in our Japanese classrooms has been so well received by other members of the language teaching profession.